Okay, so we're going to take our piece of paracord, and I'm going to take and point two of my fingers outward and hold an end with my thumb to start a little bit of a diagonal line over the top of my pointer finger. And I'm just going to go straight down the back and cross over to create an X shape. And then I proceed to run down the back again, straight line in the back, and add a diagonal again to create a second X. As you can see, two straight lines in the back, two X's in the front. So now I take the working end of my paracord and run it through the original first diagonal line I had created. So now my second X kind of straightens out a little bit to create a little bit more of a straight line. I still have my two straight lines in the back. So now I'm going to take these two lines in the back and flip them over each other to create a loop. The line closest to the fingertips goes under, and the line closest to the palm goes over. And I take the working end of the paracord and run it under the palm side and over the fingertip side. And I feed that through. So now that we've pulled that through, we still have a loop at the bottom from the X we'd created before. So I'm going to take the working end and run it under the fingertip side and over the palm side of that loop. So now my working end is in position to follow the path. Now the path is the original line we'd started at the beginning of the woggle. So we're going to feed that working end along the side of it to create a parallel line. I'm going to pull that through, and we're going to continue to do this throughout the rest of the woggle. So I feed it through to continue creating a parallel line, or as we like to call it, following the path. And at this point you are pretty safe to go ahead and take it off and go ahead and keep feeding it through. So in the interest of keeping this video a little short, I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward here a little bit, because all I'm doing at this point is continuing to feed it through the woggle. So now you will reach a point where the working end will meet up with the beginning of the woggle again. And now I have created 3 parallel lines. And at that point, I continue to feed it through, following the path. So now we've reached the end of the path, which is where the working end meets up with the beginning of the woggle. So in other words, we have 3 parallel lines throughout the entirety of the woggle. And you might have to work in some of these, it gets a little tight. But I'm going to tuck in that last line. And as you'll notice, I can take these 2 lines and fuse them behind and tuck it in such a way that that fuse point isn't visible. But otherwise, we're done. We have 3 lines throughout the whole woggle. We can try to clean those up a little bit. We can work on sizing, loosening or tightening as necessary. But otherwise, we are finished with a woggle.